Hey guys, Dave Barton here. We're on the road today in Wisconsin. I'm about to step in and do a pastor's conference. And since July the 1st, I think we've done 129 pastor's conferences. And a lot of it is related to the election. We need people of faith to show up. We were able at Wall Builders to commission 2 major polls through George Barna. You may have heard that name. They made a lot of national news in the last week and a half as they've been released. And what we found was among people of faith that are really serious about their faith, there's about 80 million church-going Christians who are active and going to church and participating in their faith. So out of that 80 million, right now, there's 32 million that say they're not going to vote in the election. Now, we've had really close elections for the last 2 cycles, and if 32 million sit this out, this is going to be a close election again. It doesn't have to be close. And so we found 3 things in the polling that would help people turn up and show up and make a difference in the election, cast their vote. One is if pastors were to simply say, guys, this is a very important election. You need to vote. You should vote in every election. This is really important. 17% of those who say they're not voting right now say they would go vote if their pastor encouraged them to do so. So if you're a pastor, or if you can talk to your pastor, have him talk about how important it is to vote and how we have to get people out to vote. Otherwise, our values are not there. So that would be 17%. The second thing we found was that if you were to speak to your friends, people who plan not to vote said, well, if I was told by one of my friends that I trust that I should go vote, I would go vote. So let me encourage you, go down your social media list, get on social media, go down your phone list, everything you got, say, have you voted yet? This is really important. This is a crucial election. You need to go vote in this election and see if you can get those people turned out. That's another 14%. And the third thing that we saw was they said, I really don't know that much about either voter. I hear a lot of ads, but I just don't know. If I had a voter's guide, I would probably go vote. And so 14% said with the voter's guide they would go vote. We have a website, ChristianVoterGuide.com, which collects voters' guides of values from all across the nation. Faith and Freedom has a voter's guide. First Liberty has a voter's guide. Million Voices, all of our friends and allies. And we put those up, and so we have them for each state as well. So you can send people to ChristianVoterGuide.com, and they can find a voter guide so they know what people believe from up and down the ballot. So if we can do those 3 things, if we can get pastors to speak, if we can speak ourselves to our friends, and if we can get actually a voter's guide out, we'd see a 45% increase of those who say they're not going to vote. 45% would go vote. And that's about, we're looking at that point at about in the vicinity of 15 million people who would show up who are not now planning to show up. Being here in Wisconsin, last election 4 years ago, this entire state hinged. It was less than 21,000 votes that decided the outcome of this state, which helped decide the outcome of the nation. So it doesn't take a big margin to make a huge difference. We're in Arizona, we're in Michigan, we're in Georgia. All these states, it was less than 1% margin in those states that was decided. And there were so many millions of Christians who did not vote last time, and millions are planning not to vote this time. We need them to show up and vote their values and vote biblical. That's why we have voters' guides. So again, encourage your pastor. If you are a pastor, encourage your parishioners, encourage your friends around you, and get them a voter's guide. God bless. Hopefully see good things in a few weeks. See you later.